Hey everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid. I'm so excited. We are doing our vision board challenge again this year by popular demand. It was so successful last year. We had so many people come. It's a completely free event and we want you to be there for 7 consecutive days. It's going to be extraordinary. Content's rich. You're going to love it. I hope to see you there. There's a link somewhere. Now let's do the Astro Oracle reading for this week. I'm using one of my older decks, the second one I created when I lived in Sedona, actually in 2007. So she's a little wise one here. This is the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. This is for Aries. Let's take a look at your reading. The Ice Queen for Aries, the Horse King, and Sisters of the Season. So, okay, Bizou. That's right. She has her opinions that she wants to share. So the Ice Queen is all about needing to stop what you're doing to assess, get some help, right? So this is about the Horse King is I need help. And I need to know that the thing that I want to set in motion might take longer than I wanted to, right? So this is a revelatory week for Aries, especially if you have projects on the go. If you want to start anything, you're kind of like looking at it. Nothing is going to go as fast as you wanted it to. How's that? Just not going to happen. So this is sort of asking you to surrender to that. Now let's take a look at Taurus. Now for Taurus, let's look at Taurus. High Lord of Gratitude and Service, the Lady of Lightning, and Ringmaster of Scrutiny. Excuse me. Okay, so for Taurus, you have selflessness, humility, conscious action. You are in alignment with a sense of service this week, and it's good. And there's an epiphany around that service as well. So you're going to get some details that you haven't noticed before. So this is a surprise. You are unexpected surprise this week that you're going to feel really good about. This feels like there's a gift in the surprise or the epiphany. It could also be a total paradigm shift. In other words, you might all of a sudden switch gears and say, you know what, I got to pivot right now. This is so good. In order for me to stay in alignment with my compassion, my integrity, my gratitude, my service, etc., I'm going to change directions and I'm going to be discerning about that. And I'm going to revisit my map of my potential and change those things. Or we're going to revisit the map of my potential and look at greater detail, things with greater detail, getting your vision even clearer, more clarity for you. All right, that's an interesting week. Now we're going to go to Gemini. So Gemini, this is again the energy for you this week. This is your sun sign. This is for a Gemini rising or a Gemini moon. So map maker of destiny, the desert prince, and the prison waif. Gemini is having a bit of a struggle this week. And it's that you're kind of seeing the things that you thought were going to be huge for you are not. So this is a kind of like map maker of destiny is saying, you know what, you need to be patient to allow these things to take shape. So there's an idea that you're meeting all the hard work that you've put into something and saying like, it's not paying off the way you thought it would. So there's a level of poverty consciousness you have to be conscious of. And it just means that you need to rethink your abundance consciousness. That was the whole point of the week. This weekend, we had the cow spirit as the obstacle card. So it reminds us that we have to get our thinking in alignment with abundance. It's not about the outer world. It's about how we make things mean, right? Say, for example, you wanted to be number 1, but you were number 40, but there's 1,000 people, right? So it's like, wait a minute, 40 is good, right? That's the kind of way you have to see things and be very careful and not to compare yourself to other people or to the kind of outrageous fortune that you think you're going to have. This is getting you right-sized this week. Now let's talk about Cancers. Let's see what's in store. So for the Cancer personality, you are optimistic. Optimistic, the Rainbow Prince is happening, and the Chess Queen. It's so funny. I said to Mark just when I picked this deck, I said, want to use this deck? And I'm like, I keep seeing the Chess Queen, and that's because the Chess Queen is in the Cancer mansion, and I am a Cancer. So This is really, really good because you're coming up with an idea for something that you will see compensation for. Now, that compensation doesn't necessarily mean money. When you're compensated for your efforts, something materializes in front of you. It's the rainbow. It's what happens, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. There had to have been a storm if there be a rainbow. So there's a sense of what happens after rain. And it's also about perseverance with something, and knowing that this is paying off for you. The other thing is to trust in the strategy of the divine. So there is you that does the strategy. Yes, you make the decisions. You play the game, but the game of life is played in partnership. Your partner is spirit. You have a team. You're not on the board by yourself. So it's trusting the wisdom of the universe and see how things fly. This is good for Cancers. Yay. I'm supposed to be taking a break, but that doesn't look like I am. Okay, now let's take a look at Leo. And the energy for Leo this week is, again, looking at seasonal growth, the Word Lord, and the Fire Prince. So again, this is about being clear with your communication, taking time with how you communicate things to other people, because this is about the seasons, like that. Things flow. One idea flows into the next. That's really important as you communicate with others about your ideas, about what you believe, just even about your affection, right? That's just, don't bowl everybody over all at once. And it's okay to be optimistic, because I feel that you are in a really good place, Leos, this week, where you're seeing that, you've moved beyond anything that has kind of got you into a more aggressive state where you weren't getting what you need. Here it's like, oh no, wait a minute, I trust in this. I trust in the seasons, my needs will be met. I can be optimistic about that, and I can be clear about my intentions. So this is really great too, because it's actually good for the vision board, frankly, also this week. Okay, so now let's take a look at Virgo. Virgo, small steps, asking for help. You also got Sisters of the Seasons, and Wise Woman of Wonderland. Okay, so you don't want to rush forward this week, Virgo. You want to take small steps, trusting in the growth process of the steps that you're taking to make manifest those dreams and desires that you have. For doesn't matter what it is, it's just the true you, and knowing that you count, knowing that you matter, and knowing that whatever you've committed to, nothing happens in big leaps for you right now. It's happening in small incremental steps, micro movement. The other thing is that this is a week for you to practice your integrity and ask yourself, when are you compromising in any way with other people? When are you making yourself small? This isn't the week to do that. This is a week to say, you know what, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. This is my commitment. These are my intentions. Now I have to remain in my integrity around those things and basically walk my talk. So that's the message for Virgo. Walk your talk and all will be well. And now we're going to take a look at Libra. And then we're going to do Scorpio. Here we go. So Libra, this is nice. Sun dancers, joyful activity, celebration of life, abundance. We're feeling good. There's the integrity there again too. So you're feeling good because you're being true to yourself. That's really going to be very key here. Why? Because you got the integrity card, staying in your integrity. And then the Lady of the Mirror is next, which is all about non-judgment, self-reflection. Again, the kind of inventory that we take, but it's really also, we can reflect on how far we've come. And this is a beautiful week for the Libra mansion. Okay, now let's take a look at Scorpio. There we go. Scorpio, discernment, clear vision, and details. You want to get super clear about what you want to manifest for 2022, that's for sure. And trusting the web weaver, the synchronicities, the divine intelligence, the cause and effect. This is so beautiful. And then we look at the Metal King, discipline, armor, boundaries. So for the Scorpio, this is about putting yourself out there in a big way and saying, this is what I am intending to co-create for this year. I'm going all out, the end. And this is really great because you can do it. And it really says, as long as you have the discipline for the action plan, anything is yours. Now let's take a look at Sagittarius. I have the best husband. He's sitting on the floor, babysitting Bizou, our little dog. He's just so great because he doesn't want her to bark. Okay, so Sagittarius, prison waif, self-sabotage, poverty consciousness, altar priestess, which is about being sacred, and sisters of the season. So all it's reminding you is to watch your limitations, like when your limitations are mental or your beliefs or your conditioning is about that. So you want to ensure that you come into this week with a consciousness of abundance. And the way you do that is to reconnect to the sacred rituals that you have or that you have done in the past, to reconnect to spirit and to surrender to the cycles of growth as they come up for you, and to trust that all is well in the scheme of things. Now let's take a look at Capricorn. Okay. Capricorn's great. You have two cards in protection. It's the first time there's been protection cards or upside down cards. Okay, so for Capricorn, there's partnership, romance, dealing with other people. Maybe your projections around other people have caused you to see through the lens of lack, or you don't understand the other person. Because this is about transgressing other people's boundaries. You might have done that and maybe need to make amends. Or maybe, you're at a place where you're like, wow, what's my part in these difficulties in relationships? And your refusal to ask for help, instead projecting what you think is right on other people, just doesn't work. So you're turning that around this week, or you're getting an opportunity to think about, how you've entered into relationships this year, and how you can actually find peace within these disjointed ones. Now let's take a look at Aquarius. I know, Mark. He was worried I'd forget one. Lady of the Gift, the Ice Queen, and Ringmaster of Scrutiny. So this is a nice week for Aquarius, as long as you're resting, right? The idea that there's resting here, that you need to be generous with yourself. Allow yourself to receive and allow yourself to rest. There's an element of non-action that's required of you. And also it's required of you so that you can get a clear vision of what you want to co-create this year. What is possible for you, and what are you entering into the world with, right? And what is your gift to the world? That's also part of this. So this is a nice week for Aquarius to actually do an inventory and really get clear. And now we have Pisces. So here we go with Pisces. Pisces. Oops, that was upside down. Hang on one sec. The Horse King. Oh, the Swan Queen. And, 3 in the protection position. So what does this mean? Okay. You might be resistant to people helping you this week, but the only way you're going to transform is if you let them, trusting your intuition on things instead of expecting things to be exactly the way you want them, and being very clear that you're being honest with yourself. So this is about getting out of denial this week, and it's an opportunity for you to do that. It's really just a sense of like, wait a sec, am I really doing this for the right reasons? Am I really stepping into this for the right reasons? What's my why? Do I need help? Or do I insist on doing this my way? Or can I release my tight hold on my attachment to the way I want things? And can I just be curious and see what arises? That's your answer right there. So that is for Pisces. And thank you very much. And I hope to see you all at the Vision Board Challenge. It was so phenomenal last year. We had so many people wanting me to do it again. I wasn't sure if I would, but we decided, you know what? It was great. We are going to do it again. So it starts on January the 6th. And January the 6th for 7 consecutive days. I'm going to do this with you too. I'm going to lead you in the most profound vision board challenge ever. And you're going to love it. And I'm going to see you there. If you like this video, well, share it with your friends. Like my video, leave me a comment. I love reading your comments. And I'm going to see you next time. Take care.